What if I told you that every time the world faced extinction, the same divine being returned in a completely different form? From a fish saving humanity from cosmic floods to a warrior prince wielding nuclear weapons, these aren't just myths. They're a cosmic pattern that's been unfolding for millions of years. You're about to discover the hidden story behind Vishnu's 10 avatars, the Dashavatara. Each incarnation represents a critical moment when cosmic balance hung by a thread. But here's what most people don't know. These avatars aren't random appearances. They follow a precise evolutionary timeline that mirrors life on Earth itself. From aquatic beginnings to the ultimate transformation of human consciousness. Today, we'll uncover why each avatar appeared, what cosmic crisis they solved, and the shocking connection between ancient wisdom and modern science. In Hindu cosmology, time isn't linear. It's cyclical. The universe expands and contracts in endless cycles called kalpas, each lasting billions of years. During these vast epochs, life evolves, civilizations rise and fall, and cosmic forces constantly shift between creation and destruction. But whenever evil threatens to completely overwhelm good, when the very fabric of reality begins to tear, Vishnu, the divine preserver, manifests as an avatar. The Sanskrit word avatar literally means descent, a descent of the divine into physical reality. But these aren't mere spiritual metaphors. Each avatar represents a specific evolutionary stage and addresses a unique existential threat to life itself. Our story begins in the depths of a cosmic ocean during a pralaya, a period of universal dissolution. All of creation had been swallowed by primordial waters, and the Vedas, containing all knowledge, were stolen by the demon Hayagriva. Life as we know it faced complete extinction. Matsya, the fish avatar, didn't just save humanity, he rescued the very essence of knowledge itself. When the great flood came, Matsya guided Manu's ark through the cosmic waters, preserving not just the seeds of life, but the wisdom needed to rebuild civilization. This mirrors the evolutionary truth that life on Earth began in the oceans, with the first complex organisms being aquatic. After the Great Deluge, the gods and demons faced a different crisis. They had lost their immortality. The only solution was to churn the cosmic ocean to obtain Amrita, the nectar of immortality. But they needed a stable foundation for Mount Mandara, their churning rod. Korma, the turtle avatar, dove beneath the cosmic ocean and provided his shell as the base for this monumental task. This wasn't just about obtaining nectar. It was about establishing the fundamental balance between opposing forces. The churning of the ocean represents the constant cosmic struggle between creation and destruction, good and evil, order and chaos. Evolutionarily, this represents the transition from purely aquatic life to amphibious creatures capable of supporting greater structures of existence. The demon Hiranyaksha dragged the earth to the bottom of the cosmic ocean, threatening to keep it submerged forever in primordial waters. This represented more than just geographical destruction. It symbolized the complete suppression of terrestrial life and consciousness. Varaha, the boar avatar, dove into the cosmic waters for 1,000 years, battling Hiranyaksha in the depths. When he finally emerged, he carried the earth on his tusks, rescuing not just the planet, but the principle of stable terrestrial existence. The boar's ability to root through mud and earth represents life's capacity to extract sustenance and meaning from the most basic materials. This mirrors the evolutionary emergence of land-dwelling mammals. But here's where the Avatar story takes a dramatic turn. The first 3 avatars dealt with cosmic and natural disasters, but the next incarnations would face something far more dangerous: the corruption of consciousness itself. Evil was no longer just an external demon to be defeated. It had begun to infiltrate the very beings meant to protect creation. Hiranyakashipu had obtained a seemingly perfect protection through intense penance. He couldn't be killed by man or beast, during day or night, inside or outside by any weapon. He used this boon to terrorize the three worlds and even torture his own devotee son, Prahlad. This represents the ultimate corruption, when power meant to protect becomes the source of oppression. Narasimha's appearance as half-man, half-lion at twilight, on the threshold, using his claws, circumvented every condition while delivering perfect justice. This avatar represents the evolutionary emergence of fierce, protective intelligence, the development of consciousness capable of precise moral reasoning, even in the face of seemingly impossible challenges. King Bali had conquered the three worlds through righteous means, but his very perfection had upset cosmic balance. Sometimes even virtue, when extreme, can become a form of cosmic disruption. Bali's rule was just, but it left no space for the gods themselves. Vamana appeared as a humble Brahmin boy, asking for just 3 paces of land. When Bali agreed, Vamana revealed his cosmic form, covering the earth with his first step, the heavens with his second. For his third step, Bali offered his own head, demonstrating that true greatness lies in knowing when to surrender power. This avatar teaches that cosmic balance sometimes requires even the righteous to step back, making space for higher evolutionary forces. The Kshatriya warrior class had become corrupted by power, oppressing Brahmins and ordinary people alike. Violence had become divorced from justice, turning into mere oppression. Parashurama, born as a Brahmin, but wielding a warrior's axe, eliminated the corrupt Kshatriya dynasties 21 times. This wasn't genocide, it was surgical removal of corrupted power structures. Parashurama represents the principle that spiritual authority must sometimes take up arms against systematic oppression. His story shows that true spiritual power doesn't retreat from worldly responsibilities, but transforms them. But eliminating corrupt rulers wasn't enough. Society needed a perfect example of how power should be wielded. Rama's story in the Ramayana isn't just an adventure tale. It's a comprehensive manual for righteous governance and personal conduct. Every challenge Rama faced, from exile and separation to war and difficult decisions, demonstrated how divine consciousness operates within human limitations. His adherence to Dharma, even when it caused personal suffering, established the template for ethical leadership. Rama shows that evolution isn't just about gaining power, but about using power responsibly. By Krishna's time, the world faced its most complex crisis yet. The Kurukshetra war wasn't just about territory. It represented the collision between traditional values and emerging realities. Arjuna's dilemma on the battlefield mirrors humanity's eternal struggle between duty and personal conscience. Krishna's solution wasn't to eliminate the problem, but to transform Arjuna's understanding through the Bhagavad Gita. For the first time, an avatar didn't just act, he taught. The Gita revealed that action itself could become a form of meditation, that one could remain spiritually detached while being fully engaged with worldly responsibilities. This represents the evolutionary leap where consciousness becomes self-aware of its own processes. Krishna showed that the highest spiritual realization isn't escape from the world, but complete mastery over one's responses to it. The Buddha avatar addresses perhaps the most sophisticated challenge yet, the corruption of spiritual systems themselves. When Vedic rituals became mere mechanical performances divorced from true understanding, when spiritual knowledge became a tool for social oppression rather than liberation, Buddha appeared. His teaching of the middle path and the Four Noble Truths provided a universal methodology for ending suffering that transcended all cultural and religious boundaries. Buddha represents consciousness examining its own nature, developing systematic methods for spiritual evolution that anyone can practice, regardless of their background. The final avatar, Kalki, represents the ultimate evolutionary synthesis. Appearing at the end of Kali Yuga, when spiritual darkness reaches its maximum, Kalki will arrive on a white horse with a blazing sword, not just to destroy evil, but to initiate a new cycle of creation. This isn't about apocalyptic destruction, it's about transformation. Kalki represents the emergence of consciousness so refined that it can simultaneously transcend and perfect physical existence. The 10 avatars trace a complete evolutionary arc from purely physical survival to cosmic consciousness, from external battles against demons to internal mastery over the mind itself. The pattern is clear. Each avatar represents not just a historical intervention, but a stage in consciousness evolution that every individual soul must eventually traverse. From basic survival instincts to perfect self-realization, the Dashavatara is ultimately the story of your own spiritual development. What makes this even more remarkable is how this ancient framework anticipates modern understanding of biological evolution, from aquatic life to terrestrial mammals to conscious beings capable of moral reasoning, and finally, to enlightened awareness that transcends physical limitations entirely. The avatars of Vishnu aren't just mythological stories. They're a cosmic map showing exactly how consciousness evolves from its most basic forms to its ultimate potential. Each avatar lives within you as a stage of development, waiting to be awakened and integrated. If this journey through Vishnu's avatars opened your eyes to the cosmic patterns hidden in ancient wisdom, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which avatar story resonated most with your own life's challenges. Subscribe for more mind-blowing connections between mythology and reality. And share this video with anyone who's ready to see these timeless stories in a completely new light.